about ZVT is when you lose, it's very obvious why you lost. You know, you don't really have those games where you're like, oh, I felt I was doing so well the whole time and then I just lost. It's like, no, you made one mistake, you know to fix that mistake next time, and you just move on from there.
Yeah, I think you're correct about that first push, and then he got on top of that ridge, and your Lins and Muta didn't really combine effectively.
The
And
mutas were
then
very late.
after that, you did invest heavily in lurkers, and like you were saying, there may have been a timing where you could have gone with those lurkers instead of being so defensive. But it was a good play from the Terran, and he definitely, seized map control when he needed to. He stayed on top of his upgrades in macro, and took a number of expansions when they were available. So that's a strong play.
Yeah, he played that really well. Alright, so next we have Adel versus Puppy Butthole, aka, I think this is infested.rine.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, good. PvP on Autobahn. Now, I love PvP on this map. There's a lot of really weird dynamics, like these little walls that sort of surround your main base. Goons can shoot over that if you have vision. So if you have like 2-gate goon or something like that, you can actually take a pretty strong defensive position. And I see a lot of fast nexuses from Protoss. But we'll see what they opt to do in this game.
Yeah, I was actually warming up infested.rine before his match for this. And one thing he kept doing when we were playing is he was going heavy into macro play, so he just kept trying to drag the game out and expand all over the map. So we'll see if that's what he goes for today.
He's pretty afraid of a proxy, it looks like, or maybe just trying to dodge the scout, but...
So this is another tier 2 matchup?
Yeah, this is tier 2. And
so you were saying where exactly is he able to shoot goons, like over a ledge, you were saying?
So you see where the main leads into the natural? There's this little gap where the units can pass through, and then this wall just to the left of it, if you're looking at Puppy Butthole's base, the goons can actually fire over that. So if they're attacking into your natural, you can have goons defending from the main base. They don't actually have to be in the natural.
Oh, I hear what you're saying. And that's like only really siege tanks can really do that kind of stuff, usually.
Yeah. Right? And you do have to have vision. So once observers are out, that comes into play more, but...
So is this a failed proxy pylon here?
I think it's just... Well, I don't know. He's not making anything besides the pylon. I think he's just heavily mannering.
Yeah, he's got... the first one was blocking... The first one's blocking one patch. The second one, he trapped 3 probes in there, it looks like. So the second one's good. And I'm imagining, oh, he didn't cancel. I thought he would cancel that. But...
And now this pylon is basically just forfeit, because it's not actually blocking anything anymore.
Yeah, I don't know the math on manor pylons. I just don't bother with them, because if you had a standard build that you were working on without manoring, it's gonna throw off your mineral timing.
Oh yeah, so absolutely.
I wouldn't recommend it to anyone who's trying to learn the fundamentals.
And if you find someone like, look, here Adel is supply blocked, and he's got his next pylon is just finishing now. He's having to double pylon in order to keep his production up.
And yeah, I think we could see right there that wasn't ideal.
Yeah. If you,
I think there is a little bit of mental edge though when you, at least when I get proxy pylon, for me it's a little bit like, or like, what is this guy doing out here? That's what I feel anyway.
Well, what I'm always worried about is it's very common to do a manor pylon into 2-gate zealot pressure, because you naturally want to use your first couple of units to kill the manor pylon, but then if they send units to attack, then you kind of have to juggle it, and you usually just have to ignore the manor pylon, and then you end up in an economic disadvantage. But he didn't do that. He stayed on the 1 gate, and now he's getting range for his Dragoon.
Yeah, both players researching range, and infested.rine is getting the second gateway. And it
Yeah, a
looks
little
like
bit of
he's
a change.
poised to take a Nexus, actually.
Yeah, so we got Robo and 1 gate versus 2 gate.
And I think also, as far as Manor Pylons go, if you encounter someone who has really good probe control, that is like, like Napoleon was saying, it's like one of the most tilting things when you have a player who has really good probe control who's Manor Pyloning you. It, that's just one of those moments where the game hasn't really started yet. And you kind of just want to leave because you're getting blocked. But it is possible to escape a Manor Pylon in certain positions. I think you spam stop or something like that. Like there's a way to get your probes out, but it still blocks the patches from mining.
Yeah, that makes sense. So what's interesting here is infested.rine. He didn't get a full scout off. His probe that he sent got killed right at the entrance of the natural, so he doesn't know it's Robo. But here he's sending out another one to go around, and I think this one might sneak its way in.
Yeah, it looks like you should be able to get in. There's no goons guarding the front, and it looks like we're gonna have a little engagement here. It's three goons and 1 zealot versus 3 zealots and 2 goons. Usually you attack with 4 goons though, right? It's like 4 goons and 1 zealot, something like that.
Yeah, I usually push out when I have 4 goons and 2 zealot. That's usually right about when you can see if they're taking a nexus or if they're just teching up really hard.
And it looks like Adel doesn't want to even fight this. He just backs up and takes, or he's gonna take a nexus. There we go. More
Yeah, and
goons
he went
coming out.
observer first, so pretty safe opening 3 gate into Robo and observers.
Yeah, very very conservative opening. And you should do fairly well. His nexus is, about 80 seconds slower, but definitely not out of it. I think Ryan was definitely lucky to get this nexus up when he did. If
It's
his
weird
opponent
to me
had
that there is such
two-gated.
a supply difference at this point. But
It's
yeah, the yellow expansion, or Ryan infested Ryan's expansion is far ahead, and he's saturated it early. So hopefully he can make that economic growth come to
Does he have an observer
fruition.
out yet? Or does he just have the that's 4 gate though.
I don't think he does. Blue has an observer.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dell's coming in here with his observer. He's checking out Yellow's base here.
Yeah, and I feel like, given a little bit of time, Ryan is just going to overwhelm. He's got an extra gateway, he's got the Nexus up early, and he's got a lot of probes. Like, this is really good saturation on 2 base. No second gas yet. I don't know about this positioning for Adel, though. I feel like, this is a pretty... You could get surprised and surrounded in this position if they try to run goons along this bottom area, though, but you'd have to have vision of that beforehand.
Yeah, it looks like Ryan is moving out, and Adele is going for that Reaver tech, so he's already got the shuttle. Hopefully that Reaver gets built soon. He can... That will be effective, I think, at helping delay this attack.
Yes, the sneaky shuttle play. I guess the question is, where do you drop? I would guess you want to drop the main, probably. Look at it, he's going to catch the observer coming in. That's a really good catch. All of those observers are so valuable. You don't really want to
that
be
feels
losing
good
those.
when you get an observer like that, or kind of lucky, but it feels good.
Yeah, he was trying to sneak it in too. He was skirting the bottom of the map very closely. Double forge. All right, here we go. And he looks like he almost wants to take a third. This is some crazy macro.
Yeah, this is like Snail was predicting or telling us about.
Yeah.
That's so funny. He didn't kill that probe yet? Oh, here he goes. It looks like they're both posturing to potentially expand again. It'll be interesting to see if one of them gets it down earlier.
Yeah, they haven't really done any engagements. I don't know.
Did he catch the shuttle? The shuttle is with the army for Adele. It's got the Reaver in it.
Yeah, this is where you get to show off your micro to the world.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
Reaver can definitely incur a big advantage, but it is a risky play. If that Reaver gets sniped, I mean, you pretty
Ooh,
much lose.
I think this is a
Wow,
good
this is such a
engage
good
for
fight.
Reen, I guess.
too
Yeah,
many
definitely.
dragoons. Too
Oh,
many
he's on top of
dragoons.
the
Yeah, and that
Reaver.
Reaver's gonna be
Oh,
lost now
man.
here, it looks like. We'll see.
It gets off 2 shots,
Wow,
and I think
yeah.
that was it. Not worth the investment. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think he's just gonna overwhelm him here.
he lost both the shuttle and the Reaver. This is the thing. That is it. You get the potential for those big game-winning scarabs, but oh boy, I
I
think
would
he's
have
just
liked
gonna
to
run him
see
over
Adele
now.
play behind the choke and force Ryan to kind of try and push through that, because then he could have got more value out of the Reavers.
Definitely,
Yeah.
yeah. Ryan had a very good concave, I would say, in that battle.
Ooh, here's
Here,
the
this
Reaver,
Reaver
though.
is in a
Oh,
better
it's getting
position.
blocked by his own
Oh,
Dragoon!
gets
Oh,
sniped.
no.
Well, at least he's closer to his rally point, so he
Yeah.
might be able to prevent this attack. And it almost comes down to now it's like a tug of war or something like that, where he's going to have to pull back a little bit until he can get back to his reinforcements, it looks like.
Yeah, but
There
it
is
looks
a
like
second shuttle out.
Ryan is going to expand behind this.
Yeah, he's just got everything going for him right now. He's got more gateways, he's got upgrades on the way, faster third nexus. You know, the supply doesn't really reflect it, but I think Ryan has a huge lead in this game, absolutely huge, especially once his upgrades finish. There's another Reaver building, but that's not going to be out for quite a while. It looks like he's going to continue with this shuttle Reaver play, going to try and make it work, and he's moving out with goons.
Well, I think what Adele is probably thinking at this point is the Reaver can be a nice comeback mechanic, and if this third isn't well protected, like he only has one cannon, he might be able to get a bunch of probe with it. So we'll see how it plays out. And he's got speed on the shuttle as well.
Rhine now has 8 gateways, which is pretty much the maximum that you can have on 2 base. He could even add more at this point. He has three nexuses, almost fully saturated. He's gonna have 3 gas soon as well. Adel, though, is gonna counter by taking a third base as well.
Yeah, a little bit of a trend here with Adele just about a minute behind infested.rine's timings on expanding.
It's a pretty decent measuring stick, given that he went for that Robotech early and had a slower gateway build up. And now he's going to get
Right.
a Forge and a Templar Archives. His Citadel is already done, but Ryan is only just starting his Citadel.
Okay.
So
yeah,
his
he might be
Templar
able to
Tech
get
is going to be
into.
behind by quite a bit.
Yeah, Storm is another great way to come back in a small disadvantage. Obviously, the splash damage could be huge against a primarily Dragoon army.
Looks like 14 goons out in the middle of the map for Rhine, and man, Adel has a massive Dragoon count. That looks like, oh, a double Reaver in this shuttle. Let's see if he moves out with this.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I will say Adele, despite a small disadvantage in the expansions, he's doing a great job with his army macro. He
Yeah,
almost consistently has equal supply in army.
yeah, he's at
Even
7 gateways, so not actually that far behind in terms of production. Now his income should be lower, but I mean, look at this. He's just Maynarding like 14, 15 probes up to this expansion, and it's saturated. See, we might have a clash in the middle of the map. I find this center so hard to take a good fight in PvP. Because,
yeah, as a Protoss player, I just avoid it.
yeah, like the
I
units...
like attacking around, not through. Oh, this is kind of a risky
Yeah,
play here. I think he's going to get his armies cut off.
yeah, his army's split right here. He's
I
gonna have
don't
to
know if he's
delay
gonna-
a bit and sort of bomb these Dragoons across the bridge. Otherwise, he's just gonna get caught out. Oh, wow, yeah.
This is not a good engage for
Yeah.
Adele here. I would have not committed those Reavers. but
Ooh.
Yeah, his army was
okay.
definitely separated there, so
oh,
not
and
what
now
he
he's
wanted.
trying to sandwich, but it's
Oh,
just
they're on
the
move
timing
command.
is off.
Oh, they're on move
But yeah,
command.
that was not nice.
Huh.
And Infested Rine here is taking his 4th, it looks like. So again, just expanding, or like you said, mass expanding. He's even trying to go up to the top right, it looks like.
Oh wow, yeah. This is, I mean, this is like we're watching Best or something play a PvP. Just like taking nexuses without abandon, somehow always getting that nexus up before his opponents. Like, and look at
Here
this,
comes
look
the
at this Dragoon
counter.
counterattack. This is cute.
And
Gonna
if he
dive
gets
on those
up that ramp,
cannons.
that'll be very hard to push up for Adele.
Yeah, the thing about
He's
these
so
isolated high ground bases is they become an advantage from your opponent once you're in this kind of position. Good luck
The other
regaining
thing
that
I
position.
think played an impact was the observer placement for Reen, that he was able to know when that small group of goons crossed the bridge with the Reavers and cut them off. And now he's able to kind of sneak up to this 3rd, and he's got a great position on top of this ramp. He's able to pretty much take out this 3rd. And so he was, yeah, both of these engages were, you know, great positioning for Reen, and I think the observers did play a factor in him moving to these positions.
Oh, he's gonna try a wraparound with these goons. He is getting them up the ramp. Well, almost.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
I don't know.
if you look at the supply at this point,
Yeah,
he might be able to finish off this army, but it's just a couple more rounds.
yeah. He's got 2 armies that size streaming across the map right now. And that Nexus is gone. He's gonna try and take this Nexus at the 3rd base, but oh, Zealots are already on top of it, punching away with their Psyblades. And he can't even defend this. He's just completely zoned out of his own natural. Archon morphing. That's interesting.
Storm's about to
Yeah.
finish, though. He's got a lot of Templar.
Yeah.
Just energy. Let's see if he could get some huge storms off here.
Oh,
there you
those
go.
are big
those
storms.
are very
Those
good,
are big
but
storms.
I just don't know if he has enough behind it.
No, a storm does not kill a single Dragoon, so.
He has one left, one left. Oh,
Oh, no. Yeah, now he's in the main.
Yeah, honestly, I thought this was a pretty even game, except for a couple of engages in the middle.
Yeah.
Both of them involving losing the Reavers in the shuttles.
Yeah, I think it just comes
Right.
down to losing that first shuttle with the Reaver, and then having to adopt a defensive stance because of that. And then, of course, that split. That split was just a very risky move, and infested Rhine caught it at the right time. I
would
think
have
these
loved
Templars are
to.
trapped.
I would have loved to see him just go around to that 9 o'clock, use that big ramp, and just push down his whole army there with the 2 shuttles on the high ground. I think that would have been a much better plan of attack if he was trying to get to the 6 o'clock.
Yeah, I think you could have approached that from a bunch of different angles. Maybe he could have gone through that center left base and try to take that Nexus instead. I feel like that is much closer to your natural and more defensible, but there are more attack angles. So yeah, it's a trade-off, but I don't know, very well played by both players. I think it just came down to a couple small mistakes, and you know, big macro PvPs tend to be that way. Team 5, 2-1. Doing well so far. Next we have Hirmu versus Yogg-Sothoth, the ancient Lovecraftian god, I guess. On Fighting Spirit, it's going to be a TVT.